Hello, my name is Dani. I'm an art instructor, and you're tuned in to the Able Artswork Virtual Learning Channel. Thanks for joining me today. Today, I'm going to show you how to make this watercolor candy heart Valentine's Day card. For this activity, you'll need watercolor paper, scissors, watercolors, a cup of water and a brush, and a pen. I am using a waterproof pen. If you don't have one, I would recommend using a colored pencil to follow along, just so when you add the watercolors, you don't get bleeding with the lines that you've put down. So grab your materials and we can get started. Now the first thing we need to do is to take our full sheet of watercolor paper and fold it in half. We're then going to cut along this fold that we've made, so we will end up with two small cards. So if I just take one of my cards here, fold it again, and this will be the card we can use as our first example. You can make the second one on your own. So next, I'm going to take my pen and I'm going to draw some heart shapes on my card, and I will rotate my page as I do it so they can all be in a different orientation. So I've got my first heart down, and now I'm going to turn my page so I can put them all in different positions. You can make your hearts larger or smaller, however many you want to fit on your card will work. I'm going to stick with these 4. Next, we need to add some depth with added lines, otherwise these hearts will remain flat on our page. So I'm going to start with my top left heart here, and I'm going to pull a line down from the top, then follow the curve of our heart here. The curve will be the same, because if I were to flip the candy upside down, it'd still be a heart shape on the bottom, and connect back up to the top. Now, given this angle, I can probably see a little bit of this side, so I will start at the bottom point here and pull it up this side a little bit. And we're going to do the same thing for the rest of the hearts. So with this orientation, when the point is directly facing me, I can pull a line straight down, then pull a curved line up to both sides. Pull a line down the point. Just going to keep trying to add those curves to give it realistic depth. Last one, starting at the top left part of this heart, pulling a line down, following that curve of the top heart. So what we're going to do is try to add 2 colors to each heart. When we play with watercolors, it's fun to see how we can get different colors to interact with each other. So I'm going to start with red, making sure I have enough water on my brush. Starting to paint. Now while it is still wet, I will add another color to my brush. I'm going to go for purple. I'll add enough water so the colors can bleed together and make a really cool texture when they dry. For my next one, I think I'll make it a blue and purple heart. So I'm just adding some water to my brush Dipping my paintbrush in some bluish purple paint. Then adding the paint to my heart. Adding more water and a secondary color of purple. If you want, you can just stick to one color each, or you can even go up to 3. It's whatever you feel comfortable with or feel like exploring. I'm going to stick with 2 colors because I think you can see the clear gradient and the bleeding of the colors together, and that's really interesting. For my next one, I think I will do some red again. But you can go with any colors that you wish. I think I will have this one be red and orange. So I added some paint to one side. Now I'm adding orange to my brush. Some more water, filling in the rest of this heart. Maybe this one would be peach flavored. Those are the colors that I would associate with that flavor. That's how I am approaching these color palettes. For the last one, I think I'll do another blue heart. Just dipping my paintbrush in some blue and the water to make sure that it is diluted enough so it's not too dark on my page. Adding our paint here. Maybe a little bit of green or another blue. It looks great. Now we're just gonna wait until the paint is dry so we can write some classic candy heart messages on top. Lastly, let's write some cute messages on our candy hearts. So if you're sending this to someone in particular, you can personalize it by writing something that reminds you of them, like you could write in their favorite food on one of these. I'm just going to stick with some classic candy heart messages that you can use for anybody. So I'm going to go in here. This first one, I'm gonna write me and you. Next one, I'll do love you. Sweet love. And since I'll be sending this to somebody, I'll have the last one say miss you. Great. I hope you had fun making this card with me. You can go ahead and make a second one with that extra paper if you'd like. I hope you chose colors and messages that you enjoyed. Check out the other videos on our channel about art, language, and music.